Welcome to Sweet Soul Pilates. Please remember to engage your core, protect your spine, breathe, and be sweet to you. Today we have a 15-minute back and waist mat Pilates class. When you're ready, let's come to a seated position and we'll take a head tilt from one side and the other. And then we'll raise our arms overhead 2 times as we take some deep breaths. And then let's come to the center of our mat onto our hands and knees, stepping 1 foot back at a time into a high plank. And then we'll lift up and back towards our feet. We'll take a few of these. And last one. Go ahead and drop to your knees into a child's pose stretch. Opening up those knees, sinking into the mat. And we'll roll ourselves up back to seated. And our first move for the day will be some arm sweeps. So we'll come onto our hands and knees, extending our right arm in front of us. Our timer will begin shortly. And we'll be sweeping our arms back towards our waist and back to the top, above our head. Giving a nice squeeze to the back, obliques. Nice and controlled arm sweeps here. And for our next move, we'll be on our hands and knees still. This time we're going to bring our right elbow towards our waist, so we're pulling our elbow back, bending the arm, squeezing as we pull that elbow towards our waist. And now let's take that over to our left arm. So on our hands and knees again, extending our left arm forward, we're going to sweep that left arm back and forward again. This is your reminder to breathe, exhaling and inhaling. It's very easy to forget to breathe, and we don't want to hold our breath through any of these exercises. Engaging your core as well. And we'll come back to our hands and knees to pull our left elbow towards our waist. And now we'll come to a seated position, sitting on our feet if this is comfortable for you. And we're going to extend both of our arms outward and pull our elbows in towards our waist. Very simple move here, but be sure that this is nice and controlled, squeezing those elbows down, allowing your breath to flow freely here. If you need to, you can sit up onto your knees if sitting on your feet is not comfortable for you. But again, we're just pulling those elbows in, down towards our waist, squeezing in our back. And go ahead and stay in this position, or again, come up on your knees. We're going to raise our arms overhead in a little bit of a U shape, half O, and pull our elbows down towards our waist and back overhead to repeat. And now we're going to lay completely flat on our bellies. Bringing our forearms alongside us, framing our face, and we're going to pull our elbows back towards our waist as we lift our chest off the mat, keeping our focus straight down. Just slightly lifting our chest, pulling and squeezing those elbows back towards our waist. See if you can add a double leg lift as well each time you lift and pull your elbows back. Again, we're adding in the legs, a little extra challenge. And we'll continue laying flat. In a moment here, we'll bring both of our arms above our heads, and we're going to take a double arm sweep. So we're just sweeping our arms back towards our waist and thighs as we lift our chest off the mat. See if you can add in a double leg lift at the same time, pressing your pelvis into the mat, extending and lifting your legs as you lift your arms as well. And let's press ourselves up for a cobra stretch as we come into a seated position on our feet. In a moment here, we'll be on our hands and knees again, shuffling our legs back just a bit for some push-ups on our knees. Engaging your core, pulling your belly up towards your spine as you press down towards the mat and back up. Your hands should be under your chest. Exhaling and inhaling. And now we're going to come down onto our left hip. And we're just going to raise our top arm overhead and then sweep that arm down towards our foot, squeezing in the obliques and our upper back. Again, just bringing that arm overhead and tapping our foot. Simple move, but nice and controlled here. Again, squeezing each time you drop that arm. And now let's extend our top leg and bring our arm overhead again. And we're going to lift both up towards the sky for a tap and back to extension. And now let's put our legs back together. We are going to take some hip raises as we open up our top leg to a clam. But first we'll just start with a hip raise. And then our next hip raise, we're opening up that top leg. So we're alternating, single hip raise, and open up the top leg. So let's keep up this sequence here. And now we'll take everything over to our right hip. So legs together, bringing our arm overhead. And we're sweeping that arm down towards our foot for a tap, squeezing in the obliques. And let's extend that top leg. Bringing our arm overhead as well. And lifting both up towards the sky for a tap and back to extension. Exhaling and inhaling, slow and controlled movements. Really working the waist and obliques. And now let's bring our legs back together. This is where we'll be raising our hips and then raising our hips, opening that top leg. So we're alternating. And our timer starts now. Raising those hips up and raising, opening that top leg. Remember to alternate. And now we'll bring ourselves up to a seated position just for a moment. Tilting your head from one side to the other. And we're going to come down onto our forearms for a full plank. Half plank if you need to. Pulling that belly up towards your spine to engage your core. Your focus is down towards the mat. See if you can open your legs up just a bit if you're taking this full plank. And then we'll press ourselves up for a cobra stretch. And bring ourselves back into a quick child's pose, rolling ourselves up to seated. You can stay there or come to the center of your mat as we close out class. We'll be raising our arms overhead 2 times, taking 2 deep breaths. And let's give ourselves a hug, crossing one arm over the other. And switch. And that is everything. I will see you all next time.